what you do in the next 30 days is going to really determine whether or not your business finishes strong or doesn't finish at all, okay, in 2020, because we're about to usher in a whole new era. I don't know if you realize this or not, but I'm going to call my prediction right here, right now. We're going to pivot. Everyone in this industry is going to have to pivot because it's going to be a whole new world. Something like this will psychologically impact the consumer. You know, much like the Great Depression. I don't know about you. My mother survived the Great Depression, and for some reason she saved every jar, right? I don't know. She recycled them. You know, in their era, they pinched every penny from the Great Depression. And it affected them, really, literally, the rest of their lives, didn't it? If you have a grandparent or a parent that survived the Great Depression, they came out differently, didn't they? As maybe you did after the Great Recession. If you were an adult and experienced that, it might have changed you. I know I pinched pennies for a long time after the economy recovered, right? It changes the consumer, okay? So you have to think about moving forward, what is this going to do psychologically that's going to change something for the consumer, right? You know, they will learn, or our society is going to become, hey Kelly, how are you? Our society is going to become more virtual and more mobile, as it's already moving in that direction. Hey Amy, how are you? So your business has to focus on that as well. If you're going to, you know, survive the next market turn, because this is going to create a blip. You know, when I saw this morning, they were looking at 8 more weeks of this. Okay, so you're looking at a whole 3 months of basically shutting down the economy. It's going to take a huge engine to get that back up. Psychologically speaking, okay? That's what I'm talking about. And that's what you have to focus on when you're going to get the attention of your consumer in the future, okay? You're going to have to, your message has to change, okay? And you have to accommodate those new thinking patterns that the consumer is going to have, okay? So in terms of our funnels, let's go back to our topic today. Let's get down to business. And I'm serious, you need to stay in business the next 30, 60, 90 days, but your business has to change, right? So stay with me, because, you know, honestly, aside from watching people freak out about toilet paper, you know, I'm relatively calm. I'm relatively calm because this isn't my first rodeo. It's not. Like I said in my email, I have survived, you know, I was born in this business in the 1980s. And when I came into this business, mortgage interest rates were 18%. You try selling some of that shit. You know what I'm saying? 18%. That's all you could get, borrow money at. You know what I'm saying? So it could be much worse, and it could get much worse, but I think we're smarter today. I think our government has got a little bit of experience behind them, and they're going to pull through. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be easy, but it'll occur. Okay? So rest assured it'll occur, right? So what I want you to think about is start thinking of now what you're going to have to do to pivot your business for the new world, all right? So in terms of your funnel and your marketing, I'm already set up. I'm already set up virtually. I'm already set up mobilely. You know what I'm saying? And you can be too. And you have the tools, right? I mean, you know, you absolutely have DocuSign and all, you know, several e-signing. You know, a lot of that's done today. So that's pretty normal, right? What else is there? You know, you got to watch out for these programs that are coming on that are making things easier and easier for that consumer to engage, right? Showing houses. You're going to have to figure out how to make that more convenient and possibly more virtual, all right? You may have to be the one that steps out there willing to show the property virtually for your buyers. So you have to think outside the box like that, because you have to accommodate their fears, okay? So the two funnels that we're going to talk about, of course, is a paid targeted ad funnel and the group funnels, okay? You have to have, and for both of those funnels, and I'm talking to several of you, several new people in this group, in private messenger briefly, as mentors from another group, okay? They have a mentorship program, and I'm a mentor, and I'm connected with these individuals in that fashion, okay? And they're members in this group as well. So what do we talk about in there? We talk about your message a lot, don't we? FaceTime viewing, absolutely. Absolutely, Amy. Now's the time to get comfortable with those tools. FaceTime, Zoom, eCam, anything that's going to make you more virtual. We'll talk about that more in a minute, because those are the changes you're going to have to pivot in your business if you're not already there. You definitely have to get on board with those tools. And in the funnel group, Kelly and I are going to be experimenting with Zoom. She wants to get comfortable with Zoom. That's something that we're going to work on for her specifically, because she's a member, okay? So that's what I do, right? All right, so just so you know. Okay, so let's keep talking. You've got to have, in terms of your avatar, I don't want you just, I feel like some people are what's going to happen is you're getting pieces and pieces of information. You feel like, okay, I need to have a lead ad. You know what I'm saying? I need to have one of those lead ads that's going to drop me onto one of those forms for Facebook that all they got to do is punch their thing in there. All right. Well, not so fast. Okay. Not so fast, because you have to really think about, is your avatar that person? Okay. Is that avatar that person? It's easy to listen to people who want to sell you ads, and they want to sell their services to manage your ads for you. Well, it's not a one-size-fits-all situation for Facebook. You have to learn how to do that. And that's one piece of your business that you don't want to lose control over, all right? You can set the mechanics up after you know what you're doing first. But don't ever turn the reins of your marketing over to someone else unless you know what you're doing first. Okay, so in order to know what you're doing first, and it's going to be vital that you know this moving forward, that your avatar, you got to know exactly who your avatar is. Your ideal customer avatar, your ICA, because your message has to be crafted just to them. All right. So my response to Charlie, for example, in Messenger was, how do you react to that type of an ad? All right. Now, we respond to those ads more likely to an influencer or someone who is selling us a digital product or a course or something, all right, or a group. They're promoting their group and their thing. All right, so us as professionals are accustomed to jumping on that type of an ad and, okay, we'll click it just to get our information in there and get the free lead magnet and unsubscribe. We know what that's about. I don't know about you, all right, but if I'm not dealing with someone that I am really been following, and this is something that they're offering that nobody else is offering, I'll jump on that type of an ad and I'll click on it and I'll fill out that Facebook form. Okay. So that's not unusual, right? But the consumer has to feel comfortable or really want what you're offering in order to follow through with that. Okay. So you're going to get a lot of clickers is my point. So be careful if that's not the type of ad that should be working for you and your avatar. Okay. So keep in mind that your avatar is going to be just like you. They're going to think just like you. So like I said, personally, if I'm not dealing with a piece of information that I really, 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 really want, that I don't think that I can get from anybody else, that's when I'll give them my information. Okay, but as realtors, do you have really, really, really what nobody else has? No. It's harder for you to build a know, like, and trust relationship because number one, you've got an individual that probably doesn't even think that they can qualify to buy a home. So you've got that individual, or you've got the individual that is, you're not, you're just not on their social radar, because they have other connections. So social media isn't going to be their outlet, all right? So you're looking for that medium buyer in there, right? That's what's on social media, all right? The mass media, okay? So you have to have your message crafted exactly to them. And, if they're not gonna, the lead form may not be right for you, okay? And only you will be able to determine that by testing and testing and testing and testing, okay? I have found a method that works great for me, my market, and it's tried and true. And it's like one of those things, that, people might think, well, that doesn't work anymore. Well, it does work. Everything that's been tried and true does work. It's a basic concept. You're creating an audience, okay? You're not building page likes, but you're creating an audience and you're retargeting that specific audience. It's basic, okay? I don't need a drop lead form because that doesn't work in my market. I've played with that form. It doesn't work. In my market, it might work in Chicago or New York City or Los Angeles where you have massive amounts of people, but it's not gonna work. It doesn't work in Mayberry, USA where I am. I've tried it, okay? So I go back to the basics. The basics always seem to work, and I've found that it works best for real estate this way, all right? You have to interpret these influencers, okay, with what they're trying to teach you, because they're probably not trying to teach you something that's targeted specifically to real estate. It's more likely going to be targeted to other people who are course developers for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The pieces of information that are out there that you're grabbing may not be specific to your marketing requirements for your avatar, okay? So you have to learn what's going to work and what doesn't work. And like I said, it's simple. I keep shit simple and it works. You create an audience and you retarget that audience and you drive traffic to an IDX website where you're dangling a list of properties that's going to grab their attention, right? That's the first thing of the funnel. It's basic 101 funnel building. Grab their attention, right? First, and then you're going to present them with a solution to their problem. You're going to educate them. You're going to nurture them. You've got an email list and you're going to just roll them right on down the funnel until you've got a call to action that is going to inspire them to raise their hand and say, yeah, I want to buy a house. Okay? That's basic funnel pipeline stuff. And it works today, it worked 20 years ago, and it works today, and it's going to work 20 years in the future. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find what works for you. You might find that lead forms work for you. You might find that messenger bots work for you. Like I've said before, I'm not a bot girl. I don't like bots. The only way I have ever found bots to be productive for me, for example, is if I'm going to receive a notification from somebody I'm following that they're going to go live, click here, you can watch the replay, right? I should figure that out for you, right? That would make things easy for you, right? But I'm not a bot person, so I'm never going to be about bots. You see me, I posted in the group. I'm going to be live at 11. Be there, watch me in replay. It's that simple. I like to keep shit simple, right? Okay, so think about this, all right? You need a targeted paid ad that's going to develop an audience, and then you got to retarget that audience. That means you're going to need a pixel code. At the very least, I helped somebody set their pixel code up, and posted that into this group. Okay, so, but this is a whole funnel. There's no secret sauce. It's a whole recipe you got to learn, right? It's a whole recipe. You're going to get pieces and parts, okay? And I'll tell you, I've done that. I've done the pieces and parts thing. I told you a story last week about how I got started in REOs and BPOs with a $47 product that I bought. And it set me on the path. It wasn't the only investment that I made in that education to have a pipeline of REO, BPO business for a 10-year period. You know, but that's where it started from. It started from a $47 investment. You know what I mean? And 10 years of a pipeline stream of income for me. I mean, you know, I had a staff that was pumping out 50, 60, 70 BPOs a month. It was profitable, but I had to learn. I didn't know how to set that stuff up. I didn't know how to pursue that type of business, you know? So when I was inspired, I told you I was in Christina Etheridge's program, Leads and Leverage, about 4 or 5 years ago. And she inspired me to go live. And she inspired me to expand my horizons. And I thought, okay, well, I can do a program. I got into the programs. I started going to every webinar I could sign up for on how to develop a digital course. And I got all of the tools I felt like I needed, and I created this whole digital course for a first-time home buyer. I did it, and I launched it. I didn't sell any one of them. I didn't sell one, because I only had some of the information, but not all of the information. I didn't do any market research. I didn't know how to launch. I thought, I'll just make a Facebook ad and I'll put some money behind it. Well, after I put about $700 behind an ad and I didn't sell a single one, I thought, something's wrong. Something's missing. This isn't what they said was going to happen in the webinar. Imagine that. Somebody was promising a 6-figure income from a webinar. You're not going to learn how to make a 6-figure income from a webinar. You're not. You're not going to get all of the pieces of the puzzle. You're just not. Okay, so when I got serious about that, and 2 or 3 years later, after I licked my wounds, you know, I really loved the idea of teaching digitally and electronically. So it kept gnawing at me, And I thought, well, you know what, I'm just going to start a group. And some of you were in the Kick-Ass group, and we test marketed that for a year, the Kick-Ass group. All right, every day for a year, I went live teaching in that group. It was great. It was fun. We had a good time, right? We learned a lot. But when I got serious, I stroked a check. You know, I signed up for Amy Porterfield's Digital Course Academy, $2,200 to learn how to build a membership and a digital course and launch it and have a coaching business. I pulled the trigger, you know, $2,200. That's what it took. And it got me this far. You know what I'm saying? But it's a continuous investment thing. All right. So you can't just get bits and pieces of the answers of how to make an ad. You know, I need to create this ad so that I'm going to get all of these leads. You know, but that's just one piece of the puzzle, isn't it? That's just one piece of the puzzle. It's not the whole picture. And so if you do that, you end up just throwing money out the window because your lead doesn't land where you thought it was going to land, or it didn't produce what you thought it was going to produce, and you don't know what to look at to tweak it, to make it different. Is it the graphics? Is it the verbiage? Is it your marketing? Is it your message? What are you doing wrong? You don't know, and you got nobody to tap into except for just pulling your hair out, right? So that's why I don't want to see people just move forward with bits and pieces of information on some really, you know, vital information for your business. Is you have to learn how to do this Facebook shit. You know, you just have to learn this. And it's not one single ad. It's not one single funnel. It really isn't. You got to learn how to build these things. And you can build as many as you want. For any purpose you want. Sellers, buyers, property management. You can build a funnel for anything, right? And you can create a group too. Anybody can create a group, right? But if you don't create the right group with the right message and promote it the right way and drive the right traffic to it and protect it the right way with the right questions, you're going to end up with what? Not something that you want to be attracted to you because it's not your avatar. Okay? So, you know, you can pull the ideas out of the hat, but unless you got all of the ingredients in the recipe, it's not going to be the same. Okay? All right. So now we can get through this market. Like I said, I'm going to try and do, this is my challenge to myself. I'm going to try and put an email out every day that's going to give you a piece of information that you need to think about moving forward with your business. I mean, just to recap, the 2 that I put out this weekend, for example, you need to focus on your website. You need to focus on your email list, okay? Your email list is vital, okay? You need to get yourself debt-free as much as possible. You need to cut expenses as much as possible, okay? You need to keep plugged in, educated, because you're going to have to pivot this business. In the next 6 to 12 months, we're going to be in a whole new world. We're going to be in a whole new mode of doing business, okay? We'll be doing business. Don't panic about the business. You're going to have a little loop here, but if you keep momentum, even when you don't think there's momentum in the market, you'll die. You'll fizzle away. Okay, trust me, there's momentum there in the market. You got to find it, because you know why? There's always going to be bargain hunters out there. There's always going to be somebody buying a piece of real estate, because those people know that when everybody else panics, they're going to be like little ants buying everything up underneath, right? It happens every single time. So don't panic. There's buyers out there. They might be different buyers than you're used to. You might have to pivot your message or your marketing to find them, but they're out there. Okay, so don't panic about the business. Think about what you're going to have to do business in this new world that's coming. How are you going to get more mobile? How are you going to change that up? How is that message going to be there? That's what you're going to think about. You just got to pivot. Trust me. After 9/11 happened, let me tell you what, it was a freaking ghost town. It was a ghost town for at least 2 months. It was. But there were people out there buying the bargains. Trust me on that. I was there. Okay? This feels much like that. It's a temporary shutdown. Okay? Take this time to dig in to the tools you're going to need and the future you're going to have. But you're going to have a future in this business if you just keep moving, okay? You can't sit at home with the kids doing nothing. I mean, I can appreciate the situation, I really do. You got to get yourself on a schedule. You got to get them kids on a schedule. You got to do whatever you got to do to keep your nose in your business, okay? You got to keep plugged in and moving forward, okay? So don't panic. Don't panic, but make sure you get my email every day. Hopefully that's going to give you a nugget to think about. Don't try to keep up with it. You know, I'm already there, all right? So don't think that you can do all this in a day. Like, for example, the website. You know, okay, what do I do with my website? What do I do with it? Do I have a website? Do I need a website? Where do I get a website? That's part of your funnel. Your funnel is the step-by-step process your consumer is going to take to engage with you. It might not be a website. It might be a group. It might be, you know, lead pages or something else for you, you know. That's what we do in the funnel group. Is I really take a look at, because seriously, you've only got the tools that you got to work with, and you've only got the budget you've got to work with, okay? So what we do over there in funnels, and Kelly will attest to it, I can tell you what you need. I'm sorry. Let me get rid of that call. I can tell you what my tools are, right? But if you feel like, oh my God, I can't afford that, we're going to look at what tools you've got or what tools that are free that we can substitute temporarily in your funnel. And that's how we piece the funnel together for you, because everybody's business is different. Okay? It's different. I can tell you what works for me, and you can model me as much as possible or what works for you. I mean, when I took Amy Porterfield's course, the first time it ran out, the first thing we put out was exactly to the T. I followed every instruction. Tell me, when you put out $2,200, you're going to follow instructions, okay? Right? I produced exactly word for word what she instructed me to do so. But Kelly has seen, okay, I see this now. Just like cooking, I will cook a recipe exactly the way it says the first time. The second time, I'm going to bam it up. I'm going to put myself in there, right? Isn't that what you do? Same thing with the course. I put it out word for word the first time, but the second time, it's more me, right? Same thing with you, okay? You can take what I got, you can copy it. It's easy, it's simple, right? But the words are gonna be yours. You gotta bam it up, you gotta put your own avatar in there because your avatar is gonna be just like you, right? All right, I keep it simple, I keep it affordable, and by the end of the month, we have a fully revamped course with all of our beta students' feedback and results and everything that they were able to get through and put through there, and we've changed it up. We've changed it up. You know, it's not what it went out the first time, right? Because the second time, we're gonna, you know, like I said, we got to pivot with everything else. We went ahead and added a go live or go home module. Not really go live. It's go live and go live often, right? That's the name of the module. You got to learn how to get live, okay? That's going to be vital moving forward. So we put that in the course this next time. And like I said, it's a 6-week course, and you got me for 8 weeks live, Monday through Thursday, answering questions, getting down and dirty, rolling up our sleeves. Okay, that's what we do. And then there's the membership. If you want to continue with that kind of level of interaction, it's $37 a month membership. That's kind of where Kelly is now. She's in her membership. She really has kind of just me at her fingertips. A couple of students in there now. And she gets my undivided attention Monday through Thursday. Or that group does, I should say. There's more than one in there. So that's what we do, okay? So that's what you're gonna need, honestly. But plug into my email, you're gonna get something that's gonna move you forward, okay? Let me know if you have any questions. I need a schedule. Let me get some answers here. You need a schedule. Yes, I'm in the process of pivoting. Yes, I know Kelly had to move home. You're gonna have to bring your brick wall home, aren't you, Kelly? Kelly branded herself. That's one of the things that we do is we teach you got to brand your whole ecosystem, all right? So your Facebook business page, your personal page, and your website all need to be co-branded together. Your message has to be coherent, and it has to be the same, all right? You know, most agents say they have their avatar, they think their avatar is a first-time home buyer, but you can get to their resources or their website. They got no message that speaks to a first-time home buyer. You know what I'm saying? These are the little things that are going to matter in the future. Your message has to be spot on, and you got to have your tools that serve your avatar. First-time home buyer, you might have a military, avatar. You might have a oceanfront condo avatar. You might have a horse ranch avatar. You know, you have to know what sells in your market, okay? You got to know that. Look at your last transactions. If you only had 1 or 2 transactions, look in your MLS. Look in your MLS and see what sold in the last 30 days. What price point sold, okay? Look at those sales properties. Determine what is the center. If you want to go luxury, I'm not your girl. All right? I'm not your girl. I don't sell luxury homes. I don't. Okay? If you want to go, you know, I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? I go for the middle. That's where I go, where the middle of my market is what sells. And in my market, it's families and first-time home buyers. Why? Because I am 30 miles outside of Orlando, 30 miles outside of Daytona Beach. I'm in a blue-collar market. All right? I'm in the suburb of Orlando. This is what sells for me. You know, you have to decide that for yourself. If I was 30 miles east, I'd be in a whole different market. That's oceanfront condos. That's a whole different market. Not mine. You know, I stay in my lane. When you stay in your lane and you focus your laser energy into what sells, all right, you have to stop trying to sell to everyone because you're selling to no one, all right? Your marketing message has to be spot on to who you're going to target. Okay, because you can't just blanket. You just can't, you can't put it out there for everyone. You're gonna get no one, okay? Trust me. All right, so these are some things you have to think about. And what kind of a group can you have? What kind of a group can you create? What's your avatar? What are you gonna attract? What do you want to come to you? Okay, how are you gonna control that? How are you going to harvest that information from that group? How are you going to monetize that group? All right? Think about these things. Stay plugged in. All right? Any questions? I found a brick photo back here. Yeah. Kelly put a brick photo on her, brick background on all of her websites because she's in Baltimore and that's her avatar. That's her market is colonial brick buildings. That's what's prominent in her market. So she went with a brick background, okay? And she found this great wallpaper that she could put a brick background up on one slice of a wall that she goes live in front of, right? And I'm starting to see her do more and more lives, and you're gonna get more and more comfortable with it. You need to. You need to be going live on your business page once a week and speaking to your audience. Speak to them. It's that simple, right? You don't need to go knocking on doors. Seriously, you don't. You can put out a video and speak to your avatar on your business page. You can clip it, you can put some graphics on it, and you can make an ad out of it. And you can promote it, and you can put some money behind it and speak to your customers, right? Okay, all right, that's it for today. I'm gonna go live on my business page and talk to my people today because I know people are freaking out. So I'm gonna go live on my business page and my avatar group today, and I'm gonna talk to them. I need to talk to them. I need to talk to them and teach them to look for the opportunities and not to panic, okay? And that's kind of what you need to do too. You need to teach your audience not to panic and to look for the opportunities. Because trust me, there will be opportunities. There are always opportunities in the wake of what is perceived to be disaster. Okay? All right? I mean, it is what it is. Okay? Look for the opportunities. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.